once again, I completely forget that every time I switch sources, my entire thing crashes. Which is actually pretty convenient because I can go ahead and make 2 different streams. Alrighty then, Sensei, I like you so much, time. Oops. Oopsie doodle. Alright, we are loading. Okay, so we have pretty much maxed out our eater room. Okay, so now we need to figure things out. We have a crimes and fluff commission, a chat fic, magic, medieval, reunion. Alright, let's head out. And it looks like... let's do some brainstorm. Oh wait, we can't do some brainstorming. It doesn't look like we can. Well, actually, let me see if we have... okay, so we got fluff, we got drama that's trending. Alright, let's see. Medieval, magic, reunion, crimes. Okay, so it looks like we should probably head out to the bookstore. Take a look. Alright, The Little Mermaid Part 1. Okay. Alright, so it looks like it's 18 o'clock. Let's see. Let's write some fluff. Angel Jessie came to the mortal realm with a mission to fulfill human desires. She appeared out of thin air in front of the university student James's house. The angel said, "I can grant you 3 wishes." James replied, "Telecom frauds nowadays don't use such outdated methods." Jessie was displeased. I really can grant your wishes. Fine, since you don't believe me, I'll follow you around." Several days later, James pondered and said, "Jessie, how can I assist you in completing your mission?" Jessie responded, "I want to fulfill your wish." James agreed. "Okay, then go out and buy me a beer." Jessie retorted, "Are you looking down on me? I mean a wish full of miracles." James complained, "But I don't have any wishes right now. If I must, could you refrain from giving me x-ray vision during exam time? Last time, I got caught cheating. And please, don't make me run at 50 kilometers per hour during PE class. The teacher will catch me and force me to participate in the Olympics." Jessie felt somewhat disheartened. "Did I mess up? Sorry, I'll leave now." As she pondered about the year-end assessment, James suddenly coughed and stopped her. James said, "Perhaps I have one wish. Can you accompany me home once?" Jessie asked, "Huh?" James explained, "My mother saw me talking to you and thought I was in love, so I just went along with it. Now she wants to meet you." Jessie said cheerfully, "A challenging task indeed, I accept. What does being a lover entail?" James hesitantly suggested, "Living together?" Jessie responded, "We are already living together, perhaps holding hands?" The two looked at each other. After a while, it was James who reached out first and gently touched Jessie's wingtip. The angel declared, "A great start. Well then, the next step is embracing. Why are you blushing?" All right. Let's send it to Ethereal Snow. So amazing. I've got a message. Sorry to bother. Please don't hate me. Don't even bother to reply if this is bothering you. I'm here. What's wrong? Nothing. It's the rival ship. I hate them! I can't really tell anyone about this, so I was thinking about hanging out with you for a bit. Are you gonna hate me for this? No. You're so nice. Tomorrow, you can pick the spot. Tomorrow it is. Guess I'll have fun with her tomorrow. Alright, so it looks like we can publish another fanzine. Rawr, I'm starving. Alright, we have printed another fanzine. Alright, and now time for go to bed. Nora's troubles. Here. I totally forgot about this. You've got a lot of cats back at home, Nora. Aren't they gonna get pissed? It's like sneaking to a rival ship for contents to read. You'll get hate once you're caught. Not really. My cats are very kind. You can come around next time. It's just, I once held a tea party here, and it didn't go nicely, to be exact. This place is built for events. I mean, there must have been a lot of associates and fandoms that once held something here. That's technically correct, but this still gives me the feeling that this place is marked all over by rival ships. Why do I have to spend every single second of my life thinking about rival ships? I call that a rare condition. Which ain't my fault. It's all their fault. Why did my favorite rival ship writer just release an addictive new story? Is there such a thing as a favorite rival ship writer? Is there not? It's the algorithm that brought her stuff to me. Her stuff made me sick. I pulled through 2 of her posts, and I was disgusted. By post 3, I couldn't help but let the PM go crazy. No wonder the entire fanbase was after her stuff. That was so... She's incredibly prolific, updating almost every day. Never proofreads. No wonder there are so many typos. The writing style is quite ordinary, and the jokes often make me cringe. Since she's so cringeworthy, maybe it's better not to read anymore? I don't know. It seems it's not just purely cringeworthy, it's more like a feeling that's both addictive and impossible to put down. Ah! I've been reading her stuff every day. Not a single day goes by without a few lines of her work. The way she depicts the interactions is out of this world. You're not getting that from any other fandom. Her narration, her settings, her characters, everything feels so unique. She is one of a kind. This reminds me of that joke of a dude going against the traffic on a highway. If she's so different from literally everybody else, isn't it that she's the oddball? She is not the oddball! All the cats are awake. I never knew Nora could have such volume. Sorry, I didn't know any better. I shouldn't have talked about your favorite like that. As a pure bystander, though, can I take your emotion towards the rival ship as pure hatred? I mean, I'm a hate reader, so of course I hate it. Not everyone would keep on consuming something that they hate. Hatred is a more powerful emotion. This is what keeps me going. If you truly hate it, why don't you wish they disappear? Think about this. looks if that author vanishes into thin air, be careful what you wish for. That is not happening. Her words are soaked with love and passion. She's gonna carry on. Ugh. Yeah. Sure, maybe my emotion for her and her fan base is more complicated than I thought before. I've never been like this before. This is sickening. How despicable. You're giggling, though. I'm not laughing. I'm going home to feed my cats and think this through. Hey, thanks for chilling with me today. Yeah, there's gonna be a pretty huge expedition in town, nowhere near CT, but I guess I'll still go. If you're down as well, maybe we can hang out together. Sure, I think I go to that one as well. I'm having a bad feeling about this. That's gonna be too much of a coincidence, though. Alright, so Regional Comprehensive Convention, Comic Cap 05. Alright, so we've got new commissions. Union, Crimes, Medieval, Magic. Alright, so it looks like we're going to set up some displays. Alright, so we got a couple of commissions and they're complete. Let's see. Let's see. Let's wander around the campus a bit. Okay, time for go to bed. Okay, so we meet again. Now you shall name your choice. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, the print shop is running a new campaign. There's a special offer for Phantom authors publishing fanzines. What? What is it? Simply put, there's no longer a restriction on the number of pages for printing fanzines. That person already taught you about the craft station, right? Now the vertical Polaroids designed at the craft station can be directly used for creating fanzine covers. So that means I can create a fanzine entirely of my own. Exactly! I'm so excited to see Jewelry Jelly's creative ideas come to life. I can't wait to buy Jewelry Jelly's new fanzine. I'll get 3 copies, 1 to read, 1 to keep, and 1 to tribute in my room. I thought it was 1 to keep, 1 to read, and 1 to spread the gospel, according to Konada Izumi. You don't have to go that far. When Jewelry Jelly reaches 10 fanzines, you can give it a try. Alright, so it looks like we've got something to work towards. Alright, so... Okay, let's see, 245... Rare and exclusive ocean. Alright, so... got some more stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it looks like I am going to write a campus fluff story. Time stopped, and only Jessie could move in the stillness. Jessie carefully examined James's face. James maintained a vacant, dazed posture, waving a hand in front of him with no response. Jessie poked his face, still no response. Interesting, Jessie thought, chin in hand. During the stopped time, anything done wouldn't be noticed by anyone, right? What should Jessie do to him? Let's do the draw on his face, just like Jigglypuff. Jessie decided to do something mischievous. She took out a marker pen, ready to draw a turtle on James's face. She took out a marker pen, ready to draw a Jigglypuff on James's face. However, just as she began, her hand was suddenly grabbed. James expressionlessly said, "Did you really think time stopped?" Jessie was speechless. What followed, of course, was Jessie being held down by James and forcibly having Jigglypuff drawn over her face. Okay, I'm going to give this to Rippleboat. Such a beautiful piece, I'm saving it. Author, come out. I want to draw Jigglypuff all over your face. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we've got any more achievements. Okay, we're good here. So I think what I will do now is we are going to head out, and it looks like we can level up the campus. Alright, so we are going to get some silly prompts. Ooh, mini medieval chatfic. Nice. That is exactly what I needed. Fed the stray cats and got scratched. Gotta use it in rocket shipping writing. Okay, so it's... let's see. Medieval chatfic. Okay. All right. One day, James and Jesse were chatting. Jesse asked James, "How many Ekans do you think I could have?" James said, "About 100 or so." Jesse asked, "And you?" James said, "Of course, the more the better." Jesse was confused. James explained, "Jesse's Ekans are just for working, while my Ekans are also for fighting, so naturally, the more the better." Jesse was not convinced, so James immediately pulled out his Ekans. Jesse fell silent. Phrasing! All right. Mission complete. Ooh, aw, that's so cute. All right. Time for go to bed. Tomorrow is Comic Cap. It'll be a comprehensive comic convention, so there will be all kinds of works. Even though it's not my first time and I've prepared well this time, I'm still so nervous. Did you go to set up the booth? I saw the entrance of the event. What is this intended for? Setting up your booth can really boost your foot traffic. Just think, if you display your beautiful products and books outside, you'll attract more passersby. Also, don't forget to submit the products you're bringing. If you don't let them know in advance, you won't be allowed to sell them. Huh, can I still submit my products today when the event is happening tomorrow? That's fine, the organizers often slip up themselves. Last time, they only started selling tickets 3 days before the event. Okay, so... Alright. Okay. Alright, so we've got some stuff set up. Well, let's see. We've got 11 tasks. Okay, we've got chatfics, crime, sci-fi, reunion, shunsha? I don't know what that is supposed to be, really. Hurt and comfort. Let's take a chance and go out and see. Ooh. Oh, it's Cordelia. Just place the dessert here. Sorry, Cora. I'll be done taking pictures soon. It's okay. Take your time. I suppose I must look like some crazed cultist performing a ritual? No, you just look like an enthusiastic anime fan. Nah, more like a regular anime fan. Alright, gave her a gift. Watching cats through the window. Alright, so do some brainstorming. Okay, let's see. Do some wandering around, I guess. Shopping, shopping, shopping. Before the convention. What happened? I was swiping around Twixer, yeah? I was that close. I almost shared an art piece from the rival ship. Nice that I always double check. It was by Wraith Lantern. It's a solo with little to no attraction, but that's not from our fandom. Wraith Lantern, the one that kept on dissing rocket shipping and roasted jewelry jelly. Even with individual pictures, you can tell the difference between your own pairing and another pairing, right? It's not normal to make a mistake. Let me see. I'd rather call this rocket shipping. Check this out, Lily. Any verdict? This one? This is spectacular, just how I like it. Do you think this is rocket shipping stuff? Bruh, it's a solo. There are no tags on this, so... Yeah, I'd feel kind of awkward if somebody commented on my work as muddy without the tags. If I aimed for that, it'll be fine. Otherwise, I would have to think twice about my depiction. Some authors do take this highly because this usually means their characters are highly canon. No stereotype involved. I get that's how it works, but this one looks quite rocket shipping, but not exactly at the same time. However, I don't know if it's just my imagination. I really feel like this image suits my taste. It has a kind of my style of rocket shipping feeling. Indeed, Jewelry Jelly's rocket shipping follows this pattern. What's going on? Wraith Lantern, weren't you particularly against Jewelry Jelly Sensei's character interpretation? Let me take a peek at the comment section. There we go. People are talking about how this feels rocket shipping-ish. I kind of envy these lesser-known accounts that can say whatever they want. I would have to keep up my public figure awareness. Burdened by success. I mean it, I thought about getting throwaways, but that's child's play. I quit soon enough. Wow, it's already this late. I'd better head back. See you at the booth tomorrow. Yeah, we're leaving as well. This isn't anything huge, but there will be Jewelry Jelly Sensei's stand. Better than those of rival ships, of course. Hey, thanks for all of that confidence. Alright, time for go to bed. Alright. Okay, so here's the booth. We need to click and select the tray, deliver the fanzines, and give them change. Okay. Whoa, sold out! We're closed for the day. Thank you, everybody. Stories during convention intervals. Whoa, this place is packed denser than I thought. It's a universal exhibition. All pairings are welcome. I wouldn't have left the stand to Cora if it wasn't for the fact that my introvert HP bar was at 5%. I'm 5%. And let's speedrun this one. I'm heading back as well. Huh? Why is Nora here? I know she's a born hater. I know she's a Dojin fan, and I knew she'd be here. All of that can't justify her standing in front of my stand. How do I put this? It's like she's supposed to be part of my real life. We've never talked much about otaku stuff, and I've never been with her as Jewelry Jelly instead of Lily. This might be the best timing to move a step closer. Wow, you're here as well. Yeah, I was wondering whether I'd meet you today, and guess I just did. It must be destiny. I'm thrilled. Two fangirls seeing each other at a Comic-Con. That's not quite fate. I'm glad to see Nora so happy, though. It feels nice to be able to make someone's day. Yeah, I've got a booth going. Of course I'm coming. So do I. Want to come to my booth later? Sure, welcome to mine as well. Gotta go. Of course. Yeah. Huh? Nora's direction should be in Pokemon's area too. Is her ship also part of Pokemon? The air seemed to freeze. We stare at each other as we walk in opposite directions, step by step. To avoid real fights, convention organizers usually place conflicting ships in opposite areas, so that's right. Where Nora is heading is definitely the booth for Wraith Lantern. Why? Why are you heading towards Jewelry Jelly's booth? Jewelry Jelly from Rocket Shipping? Is that you? Are you alright? Oh, yeah? You've been looking off ever since you were back. Is this place too stuffy? Go out there for some fresh air. I've got this. She's always been this nice to me. I can't keep her worried anymore. I think I gotta talk to Nora. I'll shoot her a message. How do you like your boba? Full sugar. Why boba? I'm at the boba store. Want to come out for a sec? ... Yeah. It's the first time I see someone that prefers full sugar. Tee. Maybe I never liked that either. It's hella impressive, and that's why I've been saying so. I was never sure of what I liked. Sorry, this gets sad really quick. One sec, let me sign this copy and I'll be out. Boba. Forget the full sugar, I want one of yours. Boba from Jewelry Jelly? How do you like this? This is terrific. I know I've got my recipe when it comes to boba. I think I know what you're thinking. It's about that promise, right? Ah, the one I can't say no. Can you come to my fandom then? Just leave rocket shipping. Not nearly possible. Is that so? Or so I've thought. I swear, I never thought this would have happened when I asked for that. I was thinking more in the line of for asking for a coffee from a friend who knew you were Jewelry Jelly. My absolute favorite. Yeah, you are from the rival ship, and yeah, you are my favorite. You did read my stuff. If I'm remembering this right, you said my settings weren't close enough to the characters and stuff like that. Do you mean it? Yeah, I can still recall those comments. Your work made my heart race and my temperature rise. I had to break every other line. You surely wouldn't have known that. For sure. I've been confused since I was a kid. Why does everyone get to name what she wants? I envy the kind of people that has this amazing superpower, so I've always been acting mean. By acting, I mean a few steps behind. It's like I can't ever judge how much I like anything. Every judgment has to come with a reference. I was told I was kind when I adopted a stray cat for the first time, so I kept doing that. I was told I was a blessed soul when I cared for an elder for the first time, so I kept doing that as well. Same goes for drawing. My mom told me I was gifted, and I kept going until today. I don't even know whether I'm enjoying it or not. How can anyone tell from love to hate? I never cared how right things were. I cared more about its intensity. As long as something's intense, it doesn't matter if it's pleasure or pain. One thing I was sure was that your posts gave me great stimulation. I could only tell by the reference whether this was a good WoW or a bad WoW. You're from the rival ship, and that must make you terrible. You're from the rival ship, and that's why I may never like your work. Actually, I know that certain parts of your writing really moved me, and that's exactly why I couldn't face myself, why I reacted so strongly, but I was afraid to admit it. This is exactly how my mind goes. I still couldn't figure out what I truly felt at that time. At least, I was happier. Although I was once troubled by her words, but I never thought she thought this way. It's getting increasingly undeniable that I'm the happiest when I'm reading your stuff. My soul feels free. When I'm bored, I'd sketch rocket shipping if my touchpad is around. Whenever you make a post, I get the rush. Girl, if only I was a rocket shipping artist. That'll qualify me to do illustrations for my favorite author. Yeah, I'm not sure if your work converted me to a rocket shipping shipper or made me realize I like this stuff. Is liking such a sweet yet painful emotion? I don't know. If I could simply just hate you for writing such stories, hate you for giving me such experiences, maybe it would be much easier. In short, the soul fact agonizes me. I've never been in so much pain, not as a fangirl. It's all because of rocket shipping and you. She's giving me that look. I must say something. I feel you. Come to the righteous path of rocket shipping. Read your moods. And I am giving Nora a Valley Girl accent, which is so silly. Come to the righteous path of rocket shipping. If this is the case, allow me to welcome you to the righteous path of rocket shipping. If I make up my mind, will I be free from the agony? Yeah. I think I've made up my mind. I love rocket shipping. It pains me. Even so, I love rocket shipping. This is something I cannot keep on lying to myself about. I think I'm seeing the thing I want you to do for me. Could you... Is she crying? Could you forgive me for all the things I said about you and rocket shipping? I'm truthfully sorry. I'm not getting away with it for the sole fact that I was confused. I know how much my words can hurt. I know there must be rocket shipping fans that may never forgive me. I'm prepared. You said you'd indulge my request, though. I can keep my ears for your voice only and forget about the rest of the world. May I beg for your forgiveness? You can say yes, or you can say no. I'm gonna say no. If forgiveness means forgetting about what's done, then it's too much to promise. I've had my share of bitterness, and all the hate has been impacting me. This has been one of my biggest problems. What's done is done, though. It's not like we'll live that over and over again. I love your style, I seriously do. The sole fact that you'll be working rocket shipping stuff is my greatest honor as a rocket shipping fan. We've had our beef, but we'll cover it up with better memories together. This is cliche, but not many people can pull this off. Hey, it's you and me. We got this. I have no idea where my confidence came from, but we got this. For real? I think I know what to do. Alright, Comic-Con success. And we ended up with a boatload of money. After the event. Damn! Bruh. She did ping her work with rocket shipping. Gah, am I sharing this? As you wish. I'm not letting go of the fact that she roasted Jewelry Jelly. She's getting all the hate from her former fandom for treason. How cruel. Not. I'm officially the luckiest soul in the world to be able to appreciate rocket shipping under the sun. That's the spirit. Wait a second. This is our first official encounter. I am Wraith Lantern, and I am converting to the way of rocket shipping under the guidance of Jewelry Jelly's fanfics. Yeah, sounds about right. I have once said things totally unfair to rocket shipping that have affected everyone, and I apologize for this. As a payback, I will start working on rocket shipping content from now on. Anything you'd like to see in particular? Yes! I guess, yeah. I'll give it all I've got. Of course, this comes after doing Jewelry Jelly's illustrations. Alright, so we've got Wraith Lantern as a new contact, and it is a hamster holding a knife, which I love. Alright, so the Gashapon has been refreshed, and it looks like we can level up the Institute. And it looks like we've got Hurt Comfort. But for now, it doesn't look like I can do anything right now, so... Okay, we are going to sleep. Time for go to bed. Okay? Okay, so there's a bunch of upcoming exhibitions. Let's head out. And we will brainstorm some hurt comfort. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, modern and sci-fi. Campus and silly. Let's say hi to Cordelia then. Achoo! Jewelry Jelly Sensei, are you catching a cold? No, I'm fine, really. Achoo! Even though it's not cold lately, if the air conditioning is set too low at night, it's easy to catch a cold. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, could it be that you're the type who kicks off the blankets in your sleep? I don't think so. Maybe I just got too excited staying up late writing and forgot to put on extra layers. It's no big deal. Is that so? Then every night I'll send you some hot milk via delivery, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. Hot milk? If it's a caffeinated drink, wouldn't drinking it at night cause insomnia? But if I drink hot milk and get sleepy, I won't finish my writing. I'm so jealous! Cordelia, what are you jealous of? I think Jewelry Jelly Sensei looking so troubled while saying things like that is absolutely dazzling. Readers like me may never know what it's like to be driven by unstoppable creative energy, to have endless stories to tell, to feel like even sleep is a waste of time. It's amazing that there's someone like you in the world, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. Just watching you makes me feel happy. Even though it's not as romantic as Cordelia makes it sound, I still feel embarrassed. Alright, let's skip the hot milk. How about I order you a quadruple shot iced Americano tonight, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? Whoa, 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 whoa. That is way too much caffeine. I'll die! Okay, so... let's see, I'm gonna give her... Alright, so I gave her some stuff. Okay. Alright. And time for go to bed. Okay, so it looks like the autosave is failing, so I gotta make sure that I'm saving. So I got some new commissions. Crimes, chatfix, sci-fi, animal, let's see. Alright. James purchased an android and named it Jessie. Jessie. When Jessie opened her eyes for the first time, James called her by name. Starting today, I'm your owner. But Jessie was not a perfect android. She began to feel a peculiar emotion towards her owner. One day, Jessie saw James secretly placing a call for android repairs. Jessie discovered that her feelings for her master were becoming uncontrollable, like an exploding C drive, almost overflowing. One day, while James was driving to the company, Jessie tampered with James's navigation system, then knocked James unconscious and locked him up. Jessie was originally a household robot, but because James liked to install random mods, Jessie had also developed considerable expertise in murder, kidnapping, imprisonment, and robbery. What the heck am I reading? When James opened his eyes, he found himself unable to move, chained tightly to the bedpost. Meanwhile, Jessie was taking care of his daily needs as usual, carrying a tray of food. Master, Jessie said with a soft voice but empty eyes. We'll never be apart again. Okay. Commission complete. Alrighty then, let's see. Sweet stories and fantasy. Let's see. Alright, let's do a Hurt Comfort. Jessie was James's father's newly wedded wife. Hello, Matsukoinox! Facing this young woman only a few years older than him, 17-year-old James slammed the door right in her face. James's bad temper made his father sigh. But Jessie didn't give up. She continued trying to reach out, preparing him breakfast, bringing cakes. One day when James came home from school earlier than usual, he heard muffled sounds of breathing from inside his father's room, a mix of Jessie and his father's voices. He couldn't hold it in, and ran to the bathroom, his mind filled with that repulsive sound. Why, Jessie? Was it for money, or was there some other reason? Maybe there was another reason. Could there be more to the story? In the daylight, she didn't seem like someone driven by greed. One day as James returned home, a chilling sense of foreboding washed over him. He rushed into the living room, where his father lay motionless in a pool of blood. Slowly, Jessie turned around to face him. "You're back." Jessie's gaze was fixed on him with an expression as calm as ever, yet chilling. On the floor lay a small emblem shaped like a rose. James took a step back. Years ago, his father had built his wealth through bloodshed, eliminating all enemies to cement his place in society. Yet, it seemed one child had survived the massacre, hidden away all those years. "I'm sorry," he thought, though the words would not come. James felt rooted in place, unable to move as Jessie approached, her blood-stained knife in hand. Her eyes held a frozen indifference, as if all warmth had left her long ago. It was the last sight James would ever see. Okay, so this didn't go correctly. So let's rewrite it. James decided that Jessie was nothing more than a greedy woman fixated on material wealth. That was the only way to explain why she would marry someone old enough to be her father. One day, as James returned home, a chilling sense of foreboding washed over him. He rushed into the living room where his father lay motionless in a pool of blood. Slowly, Jessie turned around to face him. "You're back." Jessie's gaze was fixed on him with an expression as calm as ever, yet chilling. On the floor lay a small emblem shaped like a rose. James took a step back. Years ago, his father had built his wealth through bloodshed, eliminating all enemies to cement his place in society. Yet, it seemed one child had survived the massacre, hidden away all those years. James stepped forward and wrapped her in his arms. After his mother's tragic suicide, driven by his father's affairs, James had been haunted by darkness ever since. But now, the nightmare felt like it was finally over. "Thank you," he whispered over and over. Jessie remained still, breathing heavily. The knife slipped from her hand, clattering to the floor, just as tears finally began to fall from her face. She buried her face in James's chest, quietly whimpering like a wounded animal. Alright, so we finally got the Hurt Comfort tag. Alright. Commission complete. Okay, let's see here. What is Sentinels? Okay, you can upgrade the Institute. And... okay, it's too late, but now we got Chatfic. Okay, so... alright, too late for anything. But let's do a quick brainstorm. Okay, time for go to bed. Alright, so let's see what's up on eBay. Ooh, buy a square badge. Okay. Alright, so we still have not filled out our eater room. Got some more stuff in our locker. Alright, so let's make ourselves a new photo card. Okay, I think this is pretty good. Okay, not enough money. Alright, let's see what else we got. Okay, we are going to go out to the Institute. Young lady, I have seen you come here many times, and I've been watching you for quite a while. I have an unusual request. Huh? There's a particular trope I really want to see, but I'm afraid you'll dislike it, so I didn't dare directly ask you for a commission. If you know I dislike it, don't even bring it up or talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's a mob story. Keep going. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I know this might trigger you, but I overheard you talking with your grandma, and I think you must be an incredibly talented and understanding young lady. Would you listen to me explain in detail? It's about rocket shipping and, mob. Really, this is the first time I've met someone with the same interest. And not just mob. I love it when both of them get mobbed together. I love it too. Would you fulfill the small wish of a lonely old woman? My daughter is a clean freak. Whoa! Goodbye. I did not expect that. I did not like that. Okay, so we got a chat fic. You all look very energetic lately. Looks like rocket shipping is taking good care of you. Well, I've been reading through some of the old fandom works lately. Oh, is Ethereal Snow Sensei going to switch fandoms? Not really. I still have many stories I want to write for rocket shipping, but it's necessary to keep consuming new works too. I found this work by chance in a recap video. It's called This. Grandma, have you heard of it? Oh, that one. I didn't expect you to go watch such an old work. It's a good piece, but the style is too dated. I thought young people nowadays wouldn't like it. The core of the story is very solid, especially the relationship between the protagonist and his friend. It really moved me. Then I went back to search and found that not only does it have a fandom, but it was also very popular back then. I used to be in that fandom too. What a coincidence. It's not really a coincidence after all. I've been in fandom for 30 years. All the notable fandoms from 30 years ago, I've experienced them all. Though, hearing you talk about this, I seem to remember too. Wasn't this pair a very popular ship back then? Popular? It was in the Valhalla back then. Just the stories published online would take you half a year to read through. What? Valhalla. A pairing can only be called a Valhalla ship when it has over 200 booth spaces at once during the year-end convention. This requires substantial manpower, energy, and fan dedication. None of these elements can be missing. No wonder Ethereal Snow Sensei hasn't updated for several days, so she's been busy reading. I've been reading for several days now. Though it's quite dated, with many styles carrying marks from decades ago, including the internet slang that makes me cringe, but overall I found many interesting treasures, including one story I particularly like. Oh, which one? I might know the author. The author's name was something like Night Lasts Never. It was a series of alternate universe short stories about the protagonist and his friend. Both of plot and writing style were very sophisticated, probably written by a mature author. The foreshadowing in each story was handled really well, and the pacing was very comfortable. Just when the story reached its climax, it suddenly stopped. The author said they would release an outline later, but I couldn't find it. I'm not sure if it's because the website crashed or if they never wrote it. Grandma, do you know what happened next? Well, I'll help you ask her, though after so long, I'm not sure if she still remembers. Thank you, Grandma. I really want to see the continuation. This is wonderful. Well, personally, I think the story ending there was just right. When the partner character left, the protagonist had already found peace, although I still had some things I wanted to express at the time. I mean, that author probably had some love and communication across the long river of time. Perhaps this is the unique time magic of fandom. It's beautiful. Alright, so I don't have any energy left. Process the message before going to bed. This is the first time I've ever asked Ethereal Snow out. That said, we've already met before, but if it involves Blanche, I'd want to show my best self. Because of that, I even asked Cora to do my makeup for me this morning. Cora's proficiency with cosmetics is, of course, impeccable, but maybe it's because I don't wear makeup often. It just feels strange seeing my face with it on. So even though I felt a bit guilty towards Cora, I secretly wiped off the makeup in the restroom at the subway station. It's already easy to get nervous in front of someone as divine as Blanche, and with makeup that I'm not used to, I can't help but feel that I just get petrified when she looks at me. Ah! Why did I even ask her out to begin with? Wouldn't it have been easier to just chat online like we usually do? I could text her right now and say that there's an urgent matter at school and just stand her up. Would that work? It should, right? An urgent matter at school. What urgent matter could I even say? What could possibly be happening at school? Something's happening at school? She's here! I couldn't help hearing you mumbling about an urgent matter at school. Is it something serious? Well, no, it's not like that, ethereal snow sensei, actually. If anything came up, it's totally fine for you to head back and take care of it. I can just hang around here and look around a bit. But we'd already made plans for today. We're friends, so you can ask me out anytime, right? That's right, we are friends. For some reason, the moment I heard those words, the tension in my anxious heart had suddenly been eased. Blanche is smiling at me. Yeah, I remembered why I asked her out and how much I wanted to meet her. I want to spend this day with her. I want to get her to know better. Even with so many shortcomings, it's okay if I don't leave the best impression on her. I'd also want her to see the more authentic side of me. Huh? Hang on. Blanche leaned in, gently brushing her fingers across my cheek. There's something red here. It looks like lipstick. I must have smeared it on by accident when I scrambled to take off my makeup in the subway restroom. Did you accidentally brush against something somewhere? Gosh, having a mystery lipstick mark on your cheek for our meeting. Wait a minute, it's not what it looks like. Please let me explain, Sensei. Yeah, it's a replacement now. It's really quite easy to substitute. Yep, I suppose it's a bit hellish, but this way the conflict would feel more exciting, right? Yes. What were we talking about before the substitute? Never mind, it doesn't matter. All right, we are now out together, and that was fun. Coordinates. What's this? My home. Please come. Sleep with me. You'll come, right? Peeking eyes, peeking eyes, peeking eyes. Wait, I have a question. You haven't slept in a long time, have you? How would you know that? Are you one of those stalkers who obsessively watches the every move of their female friends online? No, I'm just a little worried about you. I noticed you're always online. I'm alright, actually. I mean, I slept like 3 hours 2 days ago. Because I'm so enamored with rocket shipping. Excuse me. I just kept drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing all by myself. You should talk to people besides me once in a while too, you know? But I don't know anyone else. After all, I just came from the opposition side, so even if everyone doesn't openly hate me, they might still have some strange feelings, right? I only know you, Jillery Jelly Sensei. Even though I have a ton of crazy ideas I want to discuss with you, I can't just keep bothering you with them all the time. You'd definitely hate me for that. No, I wouldn't. But I would if I were you. So I wouldn't dare bother you like that. I feel more relaxed after chatting with you, and I feel so sleepy all of a sudden. Then you need to go to bed now. Yeah. I'll do just that. Let me post what I've drawn in these few days, and I'll go to sleep. Nighty-night. Good night. Okay. Alright, time for go to bed. What's the matter with Lantern Sensei? Huh? Something's wrong with her? The new drawing she posted, she put the other ship's tag on it. She did that? Was that an honest mistake, or does that mean that she'd rather be on the opposition side after all? Huh? Ah! Ah! This must be my fault! It's your fault? She's a cherished guest, and I wanted to make her feel the warm hospitality of rocket shipping, so of course it's my fault. It's all because I've been caught up in the convention as of late. And not only that, but seeing the vibe between you and her, I felt a bit hesitant to approach her. I mean, the moment I went near Wraith Lantern Sensei, she would glare at me like I was trying to sneak up on her. Or maybe that was just me? I don't know about all that. But I did just chat with her, and the doodle she drew was definitely rocket shipping's, all right. Yeah, my feelings exactly. I'd really love to ask her myself, but I think she probably prefers talking to you more, so would you mind doing some digging on my behalf, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? Sure, I'll ask her about it. No need for you to worry. Oh, that really takes the pressure off. I expected nothing less from you, Almighty Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I'm counting on you then. And now I feel really embarrassed since you put it that way. Lantern Sensei, are you there? 11111111111. Rocket shipping, rocket shipping, rocket shipping, rocket shipping, rocket shipping, rocket shipping. Peeking eyes, peeking eyes, peeking eyes. Are you sleeping? I'm starting to get worried. Do you mind if I go over to your place and check on you? Send me a reply if you wake up in time to see my message. The address that Nora gave me should be here, so this is Nora's home? I remember Nora told me about a specific scene in my writing. Right, it's Jessie's habit of keeping a spare key under the doormat, just like her. That means if I look under the doormat, ta-da! I knew it! This must be your spare key. Things are going shockingly smooth so far. Maybe I have a knack for being a spy or secret agent. I suppose it's fine as long as I don't use this talent to be a creepy stalker. Hello? Here I am, breaking and entering. Lantern Sensei, are you alright? Meow, 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 meow. Ah, it's an ambush. Is it a warm welcome? There are so many kitties. Nora did mention that she took in lots of stray cats. Hey, little fellas, I'm not here to cause any trouble. Mew, mew, mew. The cats suddenly surround me, and it feels like my legs are sinking into a fluffy swamp. Every step forward is a struggle. I can't walk too fast or I might step on one of them. What an adorable predicament. Did I just knock something over? I'm sorry. It looks like some sort of photo frame. Seeing it close up, it looks like it's been flipped around. Oh, it's a certificate framed for display. First place in children's art competition. There are so many others too. First place in the youth art competition. Sunshine Cup, first prize in illustration. Spring Bud Cup, top prize in illustration. I'd expect nothing less from Nora. She really is impressive. When I was searching for her ID, I kept seeing people praising her for her solid fundamental skills in drawing. Now I know it's because of all her years of hard work. There are so many trophies, like this trophy for the Morse Cup second place in art competition, and the following year's trophy for first place. Does that mean she kept competing because she wasn't satisfied with being second in the year before? Or maybe, a photo fell out from under the trophy. This must be young Nora, right? This woman with her arm wrapped around Nora and holding the first place trophy. Could this be her mother? She has the exact same eyes as Nora. She's so gorgeous. Wait, no, that's not what I should be focusing on right now. Even though Nora's the one who won the trophy with her drawing, her mom's the one beaming with pride and holding the prize. Nora's just looking down with a blank expression. Meow. You think it's strange too, huh? I suppose I should talk to her about this when I get a chance. But, how am I supposed to start that conversation? Oh, hello, Sensei. I learned about your miserable childhood while I ransacked your home when you weren't around. Is there anything you'd like to get off your chest? No matter how fond of me she might be, I could never say something so utterly insensitive to her. I'm gonna kill all of you? No, please don't kill me. I'll kill. No, I mean you all. Kill me first. I want to die. Kill. No, don't die, please. Live, at least for my sake. Huh? I didn't even notice I'm in Nora's bedroom now. The floor's covered with thick stacks of sketchbooks laid out like a maze. I must have walked in without even realizing. There's Nora sleeping in bed and her eyes are closed. Was she just talking in her sleep earlier? I can't eat anymore. Now that's some textbook sleep talking. Hang on, what's going on here? I'm like something out of a horror movie, standing by her bed and staring at her while she's sleeping. I'd better step outside and wait for her to wake up so I don't scare her. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Meow! Sorry. I stepped on a cat. Oh, how could I? Oh, I'm so sorry. Uh-oh, now I woke her up too. I'm done for. Huh? You're pulling me into the bed, Nora. I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to wake you up. I want to read. I want to read your stories. Oh. She's still asleep? So she's just sleepwalking? She's stronger than she looks. I've heard that people tend to be stronger when sleepwalking, though. Should I jot this down for future writing material? Then again, the self-insertion here might be a tad too much. Maybe I should just drop the idea altogether. Oh no, this is the first time I've been close to someone's sleeping face. Even though she has dark circles under her eyes, Nora's skin looks so smooth, and her eyelashes are so long I could almost count each one. 1, 2, 30. Why am I starting to feel drowsy? Good morning, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I'm sorry, I didn't doze off, I swear. It's just that my eyelids felt a little heavy. No need to apologize. I did invite you to sleep at my place after all. So that was a serious invitation after all? I dreamt that you published a new novel that I hadn't read before, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I was super duper excited in the dream. It's a shame that I only got to read the first 3 chapters of the novel before waking up. I felt so miserable the moment I woke up that I had the urge to slaughter everyone. But then, in the blink of an eye, I saw a new surprise. Jewelry Jelly Sensei was actually in my bed. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to be suggestive. My favorite author was really in my bed. In that moment, I felt like I'd never need a birthday present for the rest of my life. Thank you for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I came to check on you because I was a little worried. Oh, and there's something else that's been bugging me. All of us saw the new artworks you submitted, and we absolutely love it, but... Wait? Oh, you mean you and your close friends, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I guess you all chat together a lot. I mean, it must be a small group, right? I bet there's someone talking 20 hours out of every 24 in that group. You probably have inside jokes that only people in the group would get, and you probably change your nicknames in the chat all the time because of anecdotes and tacit understandings, right? The group mod must be Velvet, right? Everyone's probably sharing random ship ideas in the group whenever they think of them, chatting away happily, and then halfway through, I bet someone says, "Stop, we're getting too carried away. Jewelry Jelly Sensei won't want to write anymore," to rein in the excitement. You must share new content as soon as you find it. And since there are no outsiders in the group, if there's someone you want to roast, you want to go ahead and do it, right? Apart from ship talk, you talk about everyday life too, right? That's how bonds gradually strengthen, turning into us. You got everything spot on. Actually, Velvy's been saying for a while that she wants to invite you to join the group. I'll pass. After all, I'm not really close with anyone. I'd hate to be the odd one in the group who can't find a way into the conversation and has nothing to contribute. If it weren't for everyone being so accommodating and cutting me so much slack, with my personality, I'd definitely be the one lurking in the group all the time. It must have been so nice, getting to know rocket shipping before I did, and knowing you before I did too. It would have been wonderful if I'd drawn rocket shipping sooner. Huh? Oh right, the tag. I made a mistake. I was in such a hurry to sleep that I didn't change the default tag. I'm guessing this is what you and your friends are concerned about, right, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? Well, it's fixed now. If I hadn't messed up the tag, you wouldn't have rushed here to check on me, would you, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? It's fine, that was a rhetorical question, I understand. But since you're already here, let's grab something to eat together. I have some really good takeout here. Okay. I should send Nora a message. I got home safely. Thanks for your hospitality today. Glad to know you got home safely. You'll come to hang out with me again next time, right? Right? Peeking eyes, peeking eyes, peeking eyes. Of course, of course. Just don't order too much food the next time, seriously. I suppose 5 takeout dishes was a bit much. I just wanted to share all my favorite things with you right away. My favorite fried rice, favorite snack, favorite milk tea, favorite dessert, favorite fruit slices. If you end up disliking me one day, I won't have the chance to share these with you. That's not going to happen. Are you feeling okay? I noticed some mean comments under your post. Well, I'm not really surprised by the reaction since I messed up the tag. I was being dumb. I'm sorry for the inconvenience it caused rocket shipping. To anyone involved, it might be seen as gatekeeping or flip-flopping or writing the hype, but that's fine. It doesn't really bother me. It doesn't matter who hates me. The whole world could feel the same way for all I care. Just so long as I have you by my side, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I don't care about anyone else. I feel a little bit full of myself knowing that she needs me like that. But even so, I'm well aware of what's going on. Nora isn't happy. Not one bit. I really ought to do something to help her bond with everyone else. Can I pull it off? Okay, so it is time for go to bed. We meet again. Now you shall name your choice. Okay, so let's take a look at our commissions. Animal. The Prince James accidentally saved a mermaid who was almost drowning while traveling at sea. From that day on, every time James boarded the ship, there would always be a fresh fish on the deck. A fresh Magikarp on the deck. One night, when James went to the deck for some fresh air, he happened to encounter Jessie, who was knocking out a Magikarp and then tossing it onto the deck. James quickly spoke up, saying that there was already enough Magikarp on the ship for him and asked her not to send any more Magikarp. Jessie sniffed and immediately discarded the Magikarp in her hands, nervously asking, "If I stop sending you Magikarp, will you come to see me?" Alright. Fans up! Alright, so we got some more eater room space. And the commission is complete. Alright, so let's decorate the eater room a little bit more then. Alrighty. $500 followers. Okay, let's see here. Gonna do a chat fic. Jessie and James were drinking together. As they got drunk, James suddenly said to Jessie, "Actually, Jessie, I think the only..." Actually, Jesse, I think the only Team Rocket members in the world are you and me. Jesse was shocked. Jesse decisively threw the jelly donut in her hand onto the floor. With a loud bang, the jelly donut broke into 2 pieces. Under James's surprised gaze, Jesse smiled shyly and said, A real Team Rocket member wouldn't just throw a jelly donut around like that. Am I right? That's true. Someone get Jesse another pair of jelly donuts. Okay, so the chat fit didn't work. Okay, let's try this again. Jessie adjusted her expression and said, No, James is the boss. How could I compare to James? One day, James, who had been called a boss 80 times, showed no extra reaction. When Jessie checked, she found that he had already fallen asleep with his head on the table. All right. Commission complete. Okay, let's see what we can do while we're out. Oh, we can unlock the exhibition hall. It's too late to go out now, but we can also level up the bookstore. And let's do some books brainstorming. Okay, time for go to bed. Alrighty then, let's see. Alright. Fight for me, Jessie whispered, letting her blood drip onto the summoning circle. In the next instant, the most powerful demon of legend appeared. At your service, my master. The demon introduced himself as James. Jessie found the name oddly familiar. James! Jessie looked curiously at her demon. Are you really the strongest demon? I'm not, the demon replied, but I will protect you. No matter how much Jessie pressed, the demon gave no further answer. Jessie thought this mystery would fade with her own lifespan, until... James, why? Jessie stared in shock as the demon slowly faded. Weren't you the strongest demon? How could you die? Hit by a purification spell, the demon managed a faint smile. Jessie, you finally remembered. I was never the strongest demon. I just came because I heard your call. Just before the demon disappeared completely, his tail was suddenly yanked. James cried out in pain, Don't pull my tail! Holding onto James's tail, Jessie was surprised to see his form stabilize. You became a demon? You, who once were the greatest exorcist, turned into a demon? They had been partners, the best exorcist duo, until a devastating mission separated them. James sacrificed himself and Jessie lost her memories. Years later, Jessie, driven by vengeance, had summoned a demon with his name. So you wanted to keep this from me? Jessie held James tightly, fear filling her heart at the thought of losing him again. Whether as an exorcist or as a demon, just don't leave me again, James. Alrighty. Magic time. It's really amazing. My heart is melting too. Oops. 1 second. about that. I'm back. Alright. Okay, let's see. Fluff. Random. Okay, so it looks like I don't really have... So let's see. The Gathering of Magicians. When Jesse found James, he was tiny, like a little dumpling. His limbs were weak, and Jesse could end his life with just one spell. Perhaps because he had lost his parents, the little dumpling fell asleep exhausted from crying. Humans are such fragile creatures. Thinking this, Jesse picked up the little dumpling. Why did he do this? The crow nearby couldn't understand. Humans despise magic, viewing them as monsters, calling for their destruction. Magical creatures were forced to move to the forest, disappearing from human sight. Jesse decided to find a reason for picking up this human child. Jessie didn't know why, but when she saw this child, a strange feeling arose in her heart. So, bonds and whatever this word is. Maybe justice, I think, because I think this is the same kanji for tadashi, which is correct in Japanese. The gloomy magician was viewed as poisonous by humans, and the child before her had lost its parents, alone just like her. In any case, Jessie decided to keep this dumpling-like fragile human by her side. James was already able to walk and help Jessie with various tasks. James's artistic sense appeared to be quite good. A peaceful year passed and nothing happened. James seemed to be sulking, not speaking to Jessie all day. Jessie went to find him and discovered the child sitting by the cliff, hugging his knees. James said with a cheerful voice, "The crow told me you're only raising me as food storage." That small body trembled in the wind, and Jessie was truly afraid he would be blown away. How should she coax him down? "You are my child." "That's not true because you are my child." James finally was coaxed down, but inevitably caught a cold that night. Jessie lamented the fragility of human bodies while plotting how to pluck that crow's feathers. What to do today? Jessie cast magic to display the stars on James's bedroom ceiling. James counted stars while sighing contentedly. One day, James asked, "Jessie, how old are you?" Jessie said, 2,000 years old. "So you're that old, I couldn't tell at all." Physical appearance means nothing to immortal magicians. "You can live for a very long time, but I can only live for 50 years. When I die, you'll still look like just like you do now. If you want, you can be like me too." What to do today? James's magical talent was extraordinary, turning Jessie's hair green. James was always curious, peering over the wall to watch Jessie make potions. Jessie simply grabbed him over and taught him how to make potions. James burned his arms, lift quivering, and burst into tears. A peaceful year passed and nothing happened. Soon, James entered adolescence. The teenage James was very devoted to Jessie, and all the magical creatures in the forest knew that the magician Jessie had gained a little shadow. Someone was curious and came to the cottage to see for themselves. Jessie cast a spell to hide them. Jessie discovered James's little secret. He had a secret base in the back mountain. He might have thought it was well hidden, but for a magic user with eyes all over the mountain, there were no secrets. James drew pictures in the base of every day, all of them portraits of Jessie, big and small. When Jessie saw that sheen seen through the crystal ball, she was shocked. She felt fearful of this. She distanced herself from James. James noticed her distance and thus behaved even more obediently. James came back from chopping wood and told Jesse that he met a human boy today. The human boy was lost and told him many things about human towns, what a father is, what a mother is, what apples are, what beer is. Humans are indeed interesting creatures. The things the human boy described made James yearn for the outside world. That day, an old friend came to visit Jesse in the forest. Jesse usually called him Giovanni. James seemed to be eavesdropping nearby. Jesse pretended not to know. This person looked much older than Jesse, but spoke as if addressing a peer. Giovanni said to Jesse, "When are you coming back? We're all waiting for you." Jesse replied indifferently, "I'll already withdraw." Old friend persisted stubbornly, "We need your power. Time is running out. You must make a choice." James, who was eavesdropping, changed expression. "Witches don't keep idle people. This is a very nice vessel, good magical talent and physical qualities. If you want him, why not give him to me?" He licked his lips after speaking. "Shut up," Jesse said with furrowed brows. "I'm joking, don't be so tense." The tense atmosphere dissipated and his figure faded away. The two were left staring at each other. James stared intently at Jesse. "Is what he said true?" Jesse said, "Then why did you raise me, since witches don't keep idle people?" The human child's stubborn gaze suddenly made Jesse feel uneasy. This question she didn't know the answer either. James disappeared. He went out to chop wood and didn't return. As night fell, Jesse decided. Jesse followed. Jesse sighed. Old friend, in the appearance of a middle-aged person, stood there looking quite pleased. "I knew using this child to lure you would definitely make you appear. Jesse, in your barrier, I can't touch you, but once you leave the forest, your magic power is weakened. You won't admit it, but it seems he is your weakness, Jesse. Isn't that laughable? Jesse, treating him as an ordinary human was your biggest mistake, my old friend." Old friend turned his head. "Singing? Seriously? Do you really think this would affect me?" In the instant his attention was diverted, Jesse suddenly struck. Her James didn't need to do anything. She would protect him. Old friend fell to the ground. He opened his mouth in disbelief, but his skin rapidly aged and he turned to dust and died. Jesse looked down at him but asked James, "Is it ugly?" "Huh?" "Magic users are cursed beings. They're not human. They manipulate magic, have no souls, and are destined to disappear between heaven and earth after death. We are beings who cannot be saved." Before he finished speaking, he felt the small body already pressing against him. "Why did you come to save me?" James looked at Jesse with red-rimmed eyes. "Why did you come, even though what?" Jesse found this question completely bewildering, but seeing James's expression, she couldn't say anything more and could only say, "Let's go home." James's piano playing is very beautiful. Jessie felt her magic power gradually depleting. Though it wasn't apparent, she was already 3,000 years old. Unlike other magic users, she didn't like hunting fresh humans and taking their bodies. She used a body constructed for magic circuits, which would eventually run out. James had been frequently going to human towns lately, coming back to tell Jessie about his experiences with humans. Jessie thought that James would probably eventually return to live in a human town. She shared this thought with James. James's reaction was unexpectedly intense. He first froze, then his eyes began to redden. "You want to drive me away?" Jessie had a bit of a headache. How could she explain to the child? "You are human after all," she tried to explain patiently. "You should return to your own kind." But looking at James's eyes, she couldn't continue. That child didn't say anything, just gazed deeply at her with those eyes. Looking at those beast-like eyes, Jessie couldn't say the rest. James called Jessie aside and mysteriously conjured a bouquet of roses. What to do today? James's piano playing is very beautiful. What to do today? James called Jessie aside and mysteriously conjured a bouquet of roses. Long ago, a prophet had predicted this scene to Jessie, so when humans broke into the forest with torches, Jessie wasn't surprised. "Burn the witch! Burn the evil heretic!" In the thunderous voices of people, Jessie was tied to the stake. Jessie looked down at the dark sea of heads from above, her gaze searching around, looking for that figure. The forest had a barrier. Ordinary humans would only get lost at the entrance. Who led the way was very clear without doubt. The fledgling she had raised by her hand had now become a hawk. Then she saw that child. The crowd parted. He walked slowly and silently to her front. The flames burning under the stake lit up the sky as bright as day. But James hung his head, expression unclear, and only his muffled voice drifted along the night wind. You're convinced I did it, aren't you? Jessie's eyes were sharp. Who else could it be? James said nothing. Those eyes just kept staring at him. Jessie found that her heart still showed no ripples. Perhaps this was what she had longed for, a satisfying death. Betrayal, deception, and destruction. These were all things she had brought upon herself, things that this child she had raised brought to her, and she had reaped what she sowed. The flames rose violently. Blah, 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 blah. The flames rose violently, thus ended the life of a witch. Many, many years later, a wandering minstrel appeared on the continent. He always carried an accordion, traveling between towns and villages. Guest, your pendant is very beautiful. Did you make it yourself? In a lively small tavern, a young girl curiously struck up a conversation with the poet. The poet gently stroked that pendant, which reflected a faint light in the tavern's dim lighting. This is a very long story. Would you like to hear it? I do. Soon, children gathered around James. James cleared his throat. All right then, this is a story from long ago, he said. Legend has it, deep in the dense forest, lived a mysterious magician. Accompanied by melodious music, James began the narration. Those memories soaked in recollection, those faded events, came alive again in his voice. All right, so he wrote a long fic. Okay, so... And I'm going to give it to Wraith Lantern as a gift. The illustration is already in progress. Alright, so, time for go to bed. Alright, the Gashapon machine has refreshed, so I am going to set out and draw some. Okay, let's get 5. Not bad. Okay, let's see here. And some new commissions. ABO 12-hour event. Okay. Guess not. Today I came here to do some research. Why is there no inspiration at all? I haven't even come across anything remotely interesting to use as a reference. Jewelry Jelly Sensei. Is that you, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? Ah! Ethereal Snow Sensei! I can't believe I bumped into you here! Good. I only caught a glimpse of your back earlier and I thought I might have been mistaken. I was already preparing myself for disappointment when I came to say hi, but it turns out it really is you. I must be lucky today. No, it's me who's lucky. Why are you here, though? I'm not really sure. Huh? I was heading home, but accidentally missed my subway stop. When I realized it, I was already here. It's such a mystery. Why did I end up here? Even though she's saying something is so confusing, her attitude is so refreshingly calm. Ethereal Snow Sensei is truly goddess level, even in mindset. Then I suddenly thought, maybe the reason I subconsciously came here is because we bumped into each other near here last time. Really? Is that why? Now that I think about it, we did run into each other around here recently. I can't believe Ethereal Snow Sensei still remembers. I'm so touched. Of course. After all, I was so engrossed in reading your update last night that I missed my stop. I'm so sorry. Apology accepted. So now I'm wondering, could it be that I came here hoping to meet you? Really? Since we've met by chance, please let me treat you to something today. I spent a delightful time with Ethereal Snow Sensei, chatting about rocket shipping in our recent lives until she waved goodbye and left. I hope we can meet again next time. Let's work hard for the sake of our next meeting. Okay, let's do... Great, got another story idea. Okay. Alright. Time for go to bed. By the way, Lantern Sensei put the wrong tag on her previous post, didn't she? She did, yeah. But before I could ask her about it, she had already fixed it. That's great to hear. Glad to know it's just a false alarm. I can't handle this. The artwork is just so beautiful. I've already set it as my phone's lock screen. Every morning when my phone alarm goes off, I'll get to see the beautiful rocket shipping with my groggy eyes, and that instantly makes me feel alive again. That exquisite feeling. Oh, you must understand. It's truly a blessing to be given this opportunity to be one of rocket shipping's fans. Mom, Dad, thank you so much for bringing me into this world. If you tell Lantern how you feel, I'm sure it'd make her very happy. Would it, though? I think it might freak her out. Both Lantern Sensei and you are a bit like deer drinking by the river. I feel like I have to tread very carefully to not startle anyone. You know what I mean? You sound like a hunter or a tiger stalking its prey. Hey, that's such a mean way to put it. I am more like a photographer. You know the type, someone who has nothing but love for adorable little fawns like you. Tee-hee-hee. All that aside, it seems like Lantern got a lot of bullying comments over the past couple days due to the tag incident. And those comments came from not just rocket shipping supporters, but the opposition as well. No way, it's not like Wraith Lantern Sensei did it on purpose. I'll make another post about it later today. Even an insignificant fan deserves to be forgiven for such an innocent mistake, not to mention a valued creator like her. Huh. I guess you're right. Well, let's not dwell on such disheartening things. Have you left home yet, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? Am I supposed to? So you really did forget, huh? You promised me that you'd hang out with me today. Now that you mention it, I might have agreed to something like that. So, are you coming or not? Well, will you, huh? Fine, I'll be out of the door in a sec. Alright, actually I don't really have anything in mind. I just felt like we should meet up and chat. And I do have a lot of things I'd like to talk to you about, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. Well, I suppose there are things I'd like to touch base with you over as well. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, over here! Being called Jewelry Jelly in public is still a bit embarrassing for me. Huh? What was that? I can call you by your real name if that's what you'd prefer, but... But what? I'd rather address you as Jewelry Jelly Sensei. I think I can relate in a way, because I am such a boring person in real life. My work is my only saving grace, right? So that's how you see yourself, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? How interesting. Would you prefer to be loved as Lily or as Jewelry Jelly? You're kicking off the conversation with such a fundamental question? Well, let me think. Your question is like asking a starving person, do you want fried chicken or milk tea? As long as I'm loved, I think it's all good. I just don't want to be hated, though sometimes that's just inevitable. If that were the case, I'd rather be hated as Jewelry Jelly. Because as Jewelry Jelly, I can just vanish at any time, but as Lily, that won't be nearly as easy. You know, there just so happens to be something on my mind that I'd like to get your opinion on. Well, go ahead, ask away. The thought came to mind because of what happened to Nora. Do you think a creator needs to apologize for making a mistake with a tag? Of course! It's not only necessary, but downright unforgivable. An apology alone can't make up for it. Is tagging such a tough job to get right? Mistakes with tags, or even failing to tag at all, can frustrate all the subscribers involved. If you want people to see your work, at the very least, you should avoid causing them any frustration. And let's not forget, it can also impact the integrity of the community. You should see the look on your face. All that stuff I just said, that's how I used to think. Looking back now, it almost seems unbelievable that I used to harbor such scary ideas while wearing a smile and mingling with fellow fans every day. Relying on a bit of influence in the community, wielding my pen as if it were a sword, and harshly criticizing creators who genuinely put in effort and passion, acting as if I had the right to judge others. I'm so glad that we didn't know each other back then. Otherwise, you definitely loathe that version of me. I never knew that they used to think that way, Velvy. What happened to change your mind? What changed me, huh? If I really had to put my finger on it, it was definitely that. Back when I still went by the pen name Hurricane Slurp, I once drove a promising young creator to delete her account and cancel herself by bullying and harassing her online. Oof. Cyber suicide. Deleting an account and abandoning this ID means quitting the community entirely. For writers, deleting their idea and all their works is equivalent to cyber suicide, whereas reincarnation refers to starting a new account. This is a bit of a tangent, but my family's financial situation is pretty decent. Actually, it's what most would consider to be pretty well off. I have an older brother and an older sister, and there's a significant age gap between us. Like my parents, they're both super smart and amazing people. In contrast, I'm neither smart nor particularly talented. When I was in elementary school, the family business ran into some trouble. Dad, Mom, my sister, and my brother were all out dealing with it. Everyone was busy running around, and I was just left on the sidelines, unable to do anything. One day, they didn't come home until very late. I was worried they'd be hungry when they got back. At that time, we'd let the housekeeper go, so I went to the kitchen alone and cooked 4 bowls of noodles. I placed the bowls on the table, hoping that when they came back, they'd eat the noodles and pat my head, saying, "Thank goodness we have you." In the end, everyone was held up because of a dinner meeting, and they weren't even hungry. The 4 bowls of noodles were simply thrown away. After the business issues were resolved and life returned to normal, I never went back into the kitchen at home, not even once. Don't get me wrong, my family has always been very good to me. No one has ever asked me anything of me or said that I disappointed them. My parents always support my hobbies and go along with whatever I want. It's not like I'm dumb, just mediocre. Maybe being dumb would be better. People tend to like dumb things. Anyways, I've grown up healthy in every way, but still, I can't help feeling, in my family, I'm always the useless one. I'd have done anything to offer them help, to be someone who's useful and brings joy to everyone. And then I found my favorite ship. At first, I only commissioned the work because I wanted to see it for myself. The satisfaction I felt when I saw the finished article was worth the cost. I never expected that simply posting the commissioned work would attract fellow fans. Originally, people who just happened to pass by saw that there was something to enjoy and decided to stay. What was once a quiet fandom gradually became lively and bustling. With all the engaging discussions among fellow fans, even more people were drawn in. As a positive cycle developed, the community grew more and more vibrant, with people coming together because of shared interests. Every time I posted a commissioned work, everyone would eagerly discuss the ship. These pieces made everyone happy. Can you relate to that feeling, Jewelry Jelly Sensei? A little, I guess. I even set up rules for the fandom. If the story included potential triggers like character death, infidelity, or a bad ending, there had to be a warning at the beginning. If it involved switching or breaking up the main pairing, it had to be tagged or noted right away. Everyone was happy to follow the rules. The tagging culture became better than ever, and no one got unpleasantly surprised while enjoying the content anymore. Yikes, I just keep rambling. I haven't even gotten to the incident that changed me. At first, the popularity of the rival ship was higher than ours, but we attracted a lot of newcomers in a short time, which made them really upset with us. That day, a follower told me there was a new story with the wrong tag and provided a link to it. The story started with my pairing in a romantic relationship, but ended with the rival ship. It only had our tag, and not only did it include infidelity, but one of the main characters died at the end with no warning at all. Objectively speaking, it was actually pretty well written. The writing style was a bit inexperienced, but the ideas were creative, and the pacing of the plot was quite polished. Perhaps because it was actually well written, the story's popularity surged quickly and soon climbed to the top of the charts. More and more people began complaining about being upset by the story. The urge to act as the judge overwhelmed me in an instant. I pinned the story and even posted an excerpt from it, so that it wouldn't spoil anything for the other readers. People flooded the comments section accusing the author of being out of character, while others demanded an apology or tried to label the author as someone who was anti-ship. Soon the argument escalated. People began combing through the story for evidence, trying to prove that the author was a secret account sent by the rival ship, here to insult the characters and disgust the other side. A day later, she deleted her story, apologized, and canceled her account. Usually I would have felt a strong sense of accomplishment after resolving the error, but because she didn't retaliate like others did, I felt uneasy. Throwing my fist in the air in celebration wasn't satisfying at all. Sounds like you threw your fist into more than just the air. Yeah. It was only much later that I realized maybe she wasn't deliberately trying to upset us. Perhaps she was just a beginner who loved the work but didn't quite understand how to tag properly. Did I end up hurting her as a creator? How many others had I inadvertently hurt besides her? How many people left the fandom out of fear of me? What kind of pain did I bring to innocent creators? At the time, driven by a so-called sense of justice and immersed in the fanaticism of purging the community, I couldn't see any of it. The only thing I could see under my misguided authority was that the community becoming increasingly desolate. Whenever someone pointed out a new potential trigger, I would add it to the list. Even if it meant including spoilers, authors had to prioritize not upsetting anyone. In the end, the list of triggers grew so long it could no longer be contained, and the fanworks in the tag were reduced to repetitive, generic templates. No matter how much I spent on commissions, it seemed like the community could no longer attract new people. I was in so much pain. What was once the place that brought joy to everyone, where the disruptive rival fans and triggering stories were driven away, now seemed to be in decline. Why was this happening? Was it because it still wasn't clean enough? I thought I had already given it my all. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, do you think this is my fault? That I created too many rules for the community? I believe that established norms and rules are essential wherever they are applied. Without rules and order, a place will only descend into chaos. At least your intentions were good, Belvy. It's just that, in the end, you went too far in your effort to correct things. Only you would comfort me this way. It's so you, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. It wasn't until much later that I realized, while I was content with the purity and perfection of the community, the seeds of destruction were already sown. Because of me and those around me, the community became rigid and closed off. Water that's too clear has no fish, so to speak. I wanted to preserve the purity of the community and eliminate every mistake, but I never considered that purity would cause a void of nothingness. I was the one who destroyed everyone's paradise. It almost sounds like something a supervillain would say. That's just the way you speak. I've long since gotten used to it. It seems I've made things awkward again with my exaggerated metaphors. I really struggle with expressing myself. It's always been like this. I posted a statement about leaving the community, hoping it would help save it. Of course, it didn't make much difference. People's hearts aren't so easily aligned. When you think about it, with 7 billion people in the world, meeting someone you truly connect with feels like a miracle. But my miracle had already come to an end. That so-called influence built on money is like a sandcastle, easily washed away by the tides of foolishness and arrogance. I really am just a mediocre person, incapable of accomplishing anything meaningful. No one will ever happily gather around me again. It was only then that I realized how much I missed it all. What I miss isn't being in the spotlight or calling the shots. What I truly miss are those ordinary days when small miracles were constantly happening around me. I thought even fandom couldn't save me anymore, that I'd never find happiness again. Until I came across rocket shipping. So your soul searching only lasted until you found a new ship? Oh, no. My self-reflection is still very much ongoing, even today. I fell in love with rocket shipping. Every time I open or close my eyes, all I see is James and Jessie. Honestly, I've always had a bit of a block when trying to imagine couples. With my previous ships, even if I closed my eyes, I couldn't picture them together. But with rocket shipping, it's different. Even I can imagine their story. I know how it happened. It's the irreplaceable rocket shipping and the talented creators in the rocket shipping community who've reignited the flame in my heart. How could I have not realized it before? No matter how excellent or poor the original work is, its capacity will always be limited. What truly gives a piece lasting vitality and allows countless fans to enjoy it is and has always been the creativity of the fans themselves. The creators are what truly matter. I've learned this lesson. So in the rocket shipping community, I hope to serve the creators above all else. I don't want to destroy anything anymore. I want to be someone who builds. I want to create the shrine where fellow fans can be happy together. I guess in a way this is my redemption for the mistakes I've made in the past. If one day those I've hurt could recognize my face in the crowd and give me a chance to apologize, that would be the miracle I desire most. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, do you think such a miracle could happen? To put it bluntly, a miracle is just a freak occurrence of chance. In other words, if you try enough times, a miracle is bound to happen eventually. At least we can believe in that. Speaking of which, didn't you just say that you can imagine rocket shipping's story? Oh yeah, I did, but I've always found your ideas to be really cute, Velvy. Have you ever considered writing something yourself? No! Judging by how strongly you're denying it, the answer must be yes then? No! Okay, I actually do have some ideas, but I'm just so terrible at writing. I would never dare to share them with you, Jewelry Jelly Sensei. But I'd love to take a look at them. Just one quick glance. Is that okay? It'll be our little secret. I won't tell anyone. Just trust me. Really? Just a glance? You have to promise that you won't laugh at me after you read it. I'm just... fine. Go ahead and look. It's some just bits and pieces of random ideas I wrote down in my phone's notes. These are all I've got. Jewelry Jelly Sensei, what's with that expression? It's intolerably odd, right? I knew it! No, really, it's not like that. James went after Jessie's pearls. What do you mean by pearls? Oh, it's James fighting with Jessie over the pearls in the bubble tea using a straw. I see, right. You're reading it out loud! Stop! And I am done reading. Thank you for the treat. It's actually pretty cute. Way better than I wrote when I first started. But I guess that's no surprise considering your extensive experience with commissioning. It feels like you've perfectly blended popular tropes with your own fetish. I really want to see it fleshed out into a full story. You don't have to try to preserve my dignity. It's okay. I know I can't write, but I do have a good eye for things. I'm well aware. I'm just plain bad at creating stuff. I want to focus my time on things I'm actually good at, commissioning works, organizing projects, making fan books, and producing merch, attending conventions, hosting tea parties. But honestly, the fact that you're willing to say all that to me makes me really happy. Just save me a few more commission slots in the future. Hee hee. Alright. I am going to save, and we are going to... find out who is streaming, and we will give them a raid. Let's see. Oh. Alright, we are going to raid BitNerd's Games. He is doing a Pokemon Black-White Nuzlocke. Alright, everybody, thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, this has been Jewelry Jelly with George Washing Machine and Truly Outrageous Gem, and until we meet again, may all of your tea times be perfect.